Welcome to the Scrapheap, ancestral home of technical tomfoolery, and now the backdrop to an international scrap fest of truly monstrous proportions.
What you're about to witness is the ultimate engineering duel. In the first ever Scrapheap World Cup, Britain's #1 team of bodgers, the Megalomaniacs, go up against an American team of champions, the Long Brothers, in a transatlantic clash of trash.
In this special World Cup edition, we'll also wallow in highlights of bygone bodgery from our last 3 series of competitions.
Go!
Since Scrapheap Challenge began 3 years ago, countless teams have come to do battle. But only one team has never been beaten. The Megalomaniacs, a brotherhood of bikers led by that bald barbarian of bodging, Nosher.
My name's Nosh. I've built loads of trikes such as this, bikes, trikes, I love them. I particularly like kittywinkers, although I couldn't eat a whole one.
My name's Kev. I'm more into cars, trucks and Formula 1 motor racing.
My name's Daz, and I'm really into speed.
This is the best team you're ever going to see.
In the Meg's first ever appearance, their dreams almost went up in smoke when they tried to build a land yacht.
But just to sort of turn round and somebody shouted fire and turn around and see the whole thing go up in flames, and having put it out and looked at the damage, thought, you know, there's no way we're going to put this right now, not in the time we've got.
Their sail was in tatters, but after a repair job of megalithic proportions, the Megs raced to victory. They were winners in wetsuits in the next round when they plumbed the depths in a race to drag a Mini out of a lake.
At the end of the day, to actually manage to drag it onto the quayside, yeah, very satisfying, that one was.
And these self-professed petrol heads triumphed again in the 1999 final when they turned a Jeep into a walking machine. This year, the Megs returned in a dragster racing playoff against the winners of Scrapheap 2000. But in our closest ever contest, no one was quite sure who'd won.
You won that race, and you won the last race. I think you won overall because we got massive time.
Yeah, it's time.
Not sure you've won.
The Megs had won the Champion of Champions Cup by an incredible 0.3 of a second.
When we picked the cup up, it was like, we are champions of the world.
Now Britain's best bodgers are ready to do battle again. But with the best teams in the UK already beaten to a pulp, they must look further afield to find a worthy set of opponents.
In the US, Scrapheap has taken off in a big way, but the Americans call it Junkyard Wars.
That's why they call us the Scrap Daddies.
Yeah, baby.
In Junkyard Wars, I'm joined by comedian George Gray and teams of American metalheads. Their trash-happy hoedown has produced a balmy bunch of machines made the all-American way.
You remember Dr. Strangelove? Wahoo!
Yeah!
But the stars of the series are the Long Brothers. These 3 farmers' boys from Pennsylvania are the unbeaten champions of Junkyard Wars.
Our team consists of 3 brothers who grew up on a dairy farm near Tyrone in central Pennsylvania.
In their first appearance, the family built the ultimate off-road buggy.
Being brothers, we grew up working together, playing with each other, hassling each other, so we just know what buttons to push on each other to get things done.
They triumphed again when their homemade hovercraft slid to victory around this sandy circuit.
I think we all know where we stand when we're doing something, and it's easier to work together with family, which kind of made us more of a solid team, I think.
The sky was the limit. The brothers' final triumph was winning the challenge to send an ostrich egg into space and bring it back safely down to Earth.
All right!
It's not that I want to win, it's just I really hate losing.
These 3 brothers are the giants of the American junkyard. They've never been beaten, and they don't plan to lose now. It's nation against nation in this, the World War of Welding.
Scrapheap.
Excuse me, should we just get on with it?
To the junkyard? Yeah, okay. Scrapheap. No, Scrapheap.
We have a monster mission for our mechanical maestros. We're giving each team a car. But not for racing. We want the teams to wreck them. The World Cup Challenge is to make a car crusher.
To help our teams in their quest for world domination, we've drafted in the nation's top brains. With the Megs is Steve Garforth. Earlier in the series, this engineering egghead helped make a magnificent monster muncher for our demolition derby.
Bring it down! Here we go. Let's go.
In the US camp with the Long brothers is technical whiz kid James Aduskovich. James is a manufacturing engineer who's been building off-road vehicles since he was 10. On Junkyard Wars, he helped turn a VW Beetle into this super-powered beach buggy.
Let's go.
Now they face the ultimate challenge.
Okay, teams! Megalomaniacs! Yes! Long Bronx!
Yeah! Your task today is to build a machine that can crush a motor car as flat as you possibly can.
To rephrase that for the Americans, you're supposed to crush a car flat. Very flat. The winning team has the flattest car. Take it away, Kathy.
Okay, the important bit is you have just 10 hours to build your machines, starting from when the ball drops for the last time down our ludicrous time machine. Wait for it.
Wait, wait.
Ready? Go!
We'll give the teams 30 minutes to crush their cars. Whoever's car's the flattest when time's up will win.
All right.
A car crusher.
A car crusher.
Strong.
Very strong.
Simple.
Yeah.
And this is the key. Power.
Right.
Hydraulics.
Oh, right.
Hydraulics. We'll drop ourselves a couple of hydraulic rams and we'll crush the car.
The Meg's regal plan is to build a king crusher to squeeze their car flat a bit at a time. They'll build a sturdy metal frame with a steel crushing plate powered by 2 hydraulic rams. They must not only knock up some mighty metalwork, but also put together a hydraulic system to operate it. It's a spiffingly sophisticated scheme.
Hydraulics, that's your department.
Yep.
So if you and Steve work together on that,
You and Daz can work on the structure.
and me and Darren, who are more used to doing the big structural stuff, we'll work on them.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Right,
Yeah,
so we
that's
don't
not
start
bad.
crossing
Excellent.
each other's path.
Excellent.
We don't get in each other's way,
It's 2 halves of the same machine.
and we get the job done.
Now, whether we make the bed
While
out
those
of
British
rails
bikers go all sophisticated with a high-tech car squisher, the Americans' plan is slightly less refined.
Basically, what we're going to need a big weight, drop it on the thing. Now,
This is something we can do.
Yeah, we can definitely do this.
Find out.
we'll just basically make a 500 or so pound sledgehammer. Yep, cool. And just pound the car.
The Brutish brothers plan to build a whopping sledgehammer to smash their car flat. They'll make a giant hammer out of some seriously heavy metal, mounted on the back of a truck, use a winch to raise it up, and gravity to let it down again. It's a smashing idea.
This is it. Our national pride is at stake here.
right.
Let's go do this. We can do this, guys. We want to crush that car. Let's go.
Let's do it,
guys.
Come on.
Come on.
Let's do it.
Yep. Right, Operation Spank the Yanks, let's go.
Right ahead. Come on.
So it's off to the heap to find the bits they need. But oh no, Daz has lost control of his quad bike.
This is not a sign of things to come.
Over the history of Scrapheap, we've learned that building skills don't guarantee driving skills.
I said stop.
Back Back at the World Cup Challenge, American team the Long Brothers are looking for a large vehicle with a motor to use as a base for their crusher.
That they have to run.
Because we don't want to spend
really
all our
ain't.
time pushing it.
Yeah.
Little brother Terry thinks their best bet is this white truck.
Get all of our connections.
The brothers' plan is to mount their super hammer on the back of a long, strong truck. They'll then reverse the truck the length of the car, beating the hammer all the way. The van Terry's found doesn't have an engine, so he's suggesting that instead of driving it, they can just get out and push.
Okay. I know, there's probably something out there with the motor, and it would be a lot easier to maneuver around. Because we don't want to spend all our time pushing it.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it'd be worth a few more minutes of looking to see if we can find something that'll run.
Okay, James sort of thinks we should look for a vehicle that with a motor in it all in one, because we're going to spend a lot of time, so look for one.
Right, I don't see anything out here with a motor it's going to run, Brian. That's what I was getting at. This here truck, it has a full chassis under it that we can push real easy, but it's long, it's stable.
Because I know what Terry's saying, too. We could just push it back and forth,
Right.
and that's what I was saying
Yeah,
earlier.
we can do
could just
that.
move it back and forth.
Captain Brian and expert James race out to check the van is pushable.
Yeah.
That
moves
roll.
really good.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
We could build everything on this. You all right?
They decide to go for it and
okay?
haul it home.
The megalomaniacs have patriotically nabbed a good old British Land Rover, but it won't start. Our boys reckon all it needs is a new battery.
It's vital the Brits get that engine working, as they need it to power the hydraulic system that'll operate their King Crusher.
Find a battery. I want to see this run before we start any work on it.
Yes.
Captain Nosh orders the superheap sweep for batteries.
Okay.
Baby!
What does it take to find a battery?
Our experience on Scrapheap is that engines rarely start first time.
It's an old Scrapheap tradition to build your machine, then test the engine at the last minute, and the whole thing's completely stuffed. Yeah.
But our bright sparks plug away until they hear the sweet sound of success.
Hang on. Yeah, da-da-da-da-da-da.
Hey!
Wow, yes!
Yes!
That is what could unite you two in your international rivalry, is your engine obsession. Because I know if I say the two words, they're not even words, they're letters and numbers that are V8.
Oh. Now she's talking.
We got power.
Yeah.
Back in the British camp, it's fingers crossed for battery number 17.
Oh! Way!
But there's consternation next door. There's nothing worse than hearing a revving engine from your neighbours.
They already got their engine running.
So now we'll just get our butts in gear and get something built here.
Those Yankee Doodles have started to lash together their giant sledgehammer.
There we go. Make sure. That's looking good.
That's going to smash your car.
Gentlemen. James, how are you, man? Good to see you.
George decides to check out how his compadres are faring.
What we're going to build is a big-ass sledgehammer.
Yeah! American sledgehammer, too! American steel! You see that? That's the flag, son! They'll
We're
be
gonna
watching
do
that
good.
during the day, huh? We're going to build something, crush it, too. You're jazzed, aren't you? Because that's like the guy's dream. Either to build cars or to crush them. So this is a good one.
To get their super hammer off the ground, the Burley brothers plan to build a powerful winch system. They'll run a cable from the end of the hammer through a pulley fixed on top of an A-frame down to a motorised winch. The team want to use a car engine to power the winch, so they need to find a vehicle with a working motor.
Hey, I got a Mini over here. It's looks like everything's on it. The radiator, the whole 9 yards, tranny.
Terry takes to the dance floor for an intimate pas de deux with a rather classy chassis.
Okay, guys, we're getting ready to start this thing. Listen for the good noise.
But can he turn her on?
Hey, buddy. Got a motor to run.
Oh, that sounds it.
It takes two to tango.
New sweet music to my ears.
But Terry and his new partner are waltzing home.
Metal wheels and everything. Yeah.
That's good.
That's the way to drive a car.
That works.
9 hours remaining, teams. Thank you.
I was just wondering if the air filter was very
With 1 hour gone, our brave boys in blue are revving up their motor and stacking a pile of heavy metal. While the good old farmers' boys are putting all their faith in a manky Mini and an imaginary A-frame.
Look for a cable over.
But the Battle of the Bodge has only just begun.
Crushing a car? Doddle, really? How you doing, Robert?
Yeah, not bad. Another 10 minutes.
Welcome back to the heap for the first ever Scrapheap World Cup. The best of British are up against the American champions in a transatlantic clash of the titans. We've challenged the teams to build a machine to flatten a car.
It's got a horseshoe on the front, and that is a good sign.
The Brits are making a hydraulic crusher powered by this lovely and apparently lucky Land Rover engine.
Yeah. Funny enough, we gave one of these to the Brothers in Arms.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
And look what happened to them.
The last time Nosher found a horseshoe, he presented it to the opposing team.
Hey guys! Hey guys! I got a present for you. You're gonna need it.
And they lost.
Their rivals, the first family of junk from the US of A, are planning to bash their way to victory with a monster sledgehammer.
Crush.
So how's it going?
Good, good.
Yeah?
Yeah, this is a project we like.
I know, because I was thinking that you've had to deal with a lot of, you've got to keep the weight down as
Yep.
light as possible, and this one,
Yeah,
big, heavy,
heavy.
ugly.
Yes.
So have you had any thoughts about what might be going on over the wall?
Well, we heard their engine running within the first hour, which concerned me a little bit.
think it did.
So, we'll see. We're not worried about what they're doing. We
Aren't
can
you?
only control what we're doing.
That's a very, very sensible approach. I haven't seen many winchy looking bits around, but
No, we don't have that
That's
yet.
the Mini.
It's all in one unit.
So the engine's not going to actually drive the vehicle, it's just going to drive
A winching
the
mechanism.
winch, right?
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is on the one axle, we're just going to weld a drum, which the cable will wrap around.
Right.
And then you just use the transmission, the clutch, and the brakes.
Brilliant.
To run
That
the.
is ingenious, if I may say so.
That's an old farming trick.
The original plan was to use the car engine to power a separate winch fixed onto the back of the truck. But these boys, in great Scrapheap tradition, want to bodge it all together in one. So the plan now is to chop the Mini in half, pop it on the back of the truck, and use one of its front wheels as the winch pulley. Bodge-tastic.
Time to unleash some cutters on that poor defenseless Mini and make it into a mini-mini. Abbreviating vehicles is a favourite pastime on the Scrapheap. The rules are simple. In with the motor, out with the power tools.
More on the hoist.
Okay, I got
Back at the World Cup in the Yankee camp, the family-loving farmers' boys seem right at home, engineering an unusual crossbreed of half a Mini and a pickup truck.
How are you?
I'm good here.
Sitting on it?
Yep.
You tap it back a little bit.
Yeah. I just have a little bit of pressure on it, so.
Our British bodgers, the Megs, are also genetically modifying their beast of burden. Beneath those brute exteriors are good, earth-loving, recycling-minded new men who dispose of all their litter very carefully.
You watch, somebody will turn that into a boat.
I was just about to say that.
Teams, you have 7 hours remaining. 7 hours remaining, teams. Thank you.
Our boys seem pretty perky, but do they reckon they're man enough to win this monster challenge?
It's well within the realm of the Megs.
Is it?
It's what we're good at.
You've got the usual confidence problems over here, I can see.
I know, it is a problem, isn't it? I mean, we could get, you know, spanked severely ourselves. We really could.
For the first time in history.
First time in history. It could happen.
Yeah.
It could happen.
I don't even like to think of the tears that we'd see if that happens.
Oh!
You've never seen me move so quick.
Yeah, you'll be on a plane out of here.
Oh no!
It will work, won't it, Steve?
Of course it will work.
He's only little, leave him alone. Do you have any thoughts about what might be going on over the wall?
Well, they've got half a transit van and half a mini. I think they're cheating. I think they've got the crush cars in there and they're just going to say, there's what we've done.
What do you reckon, as
I
the
think
expert?
there's two crucial factors that we've got to get right. One, this has got to be strong enough to overcome the forces of the hydraulic system,
Yes.
or else that will give before the car does.
Yes.
And two, is the normal for any build, power transmission.
Yeah.
We've got to take the power from the engine and we've got to get it into the hydraulic pump.
Make it happen.
And we've got to make it strong, we've got to make it reliable.
Yeah.
The Megs seem to have done their hydraulic homework,
Problems that occur everywhere.
but I've got to admit I'm feeling nervous.
In the experience I've had, which is 2 hydraulic machines on Scrapheap, they've both failed completely miserably. I mean, it's a really complicated thing to get right. And one was a walking machine that walked so slowly that a snail on stilts would have beaten it.
It's going, come on! Come on, you can do it!
And that's a snail that's never walked on stilts before. You know, it's still learning.
One of the machines in our 1999 final was this stately, hydraulic-powered walking machine. It wasn't in much danger of being caught on any speed cameras, as top lick was barely measurable, in the unusual units of centimetres per hour. But undaunted by defeat, hydraulic machines reared their ugly heads again. This year, when this Jurassic hydraulic muncher chomped its way through a brick wall. It all started rather well. Until the radiator sprung a small leak.
What's that? Can you get us some water, somebody? Get that cup off. What are we having?
But they carried on regardless, feeding the thirsty brute by hand. But soon it needed a constant water supply. And finally, the hydraulic pump could take no more. And reluctantly, the team had to admit defeat.
Back on the heap, slick scavenger Kev knows how crucial it is to get top quality kit. And these hydraulic rams off an old skip lifter look just the job.
There's a screw in the butterfly.
A hydraulic ram is a sealed metal tube containing a piston and hydraulic fluid. It's connected by hoses to a pump. When fluid is pumped in at one end, the piston moves out. When it's pumped in the other, it moves back the opposite way with tremendous force. It's this high-pressure action that'll help the Megs give their poor car the big squeeze. To complete their hydraulic system, they'll also need to find a pump, a tank and a control box.
I've got a pipe wrench.
Yeah.
Kev struck gold again with this marvellous oil tank control box twin set.
Oh, you absolute gems!
Yeah,
oh my God, you beauty.
And a hydraulic pump from a forklift truck finishes the outfit off perfectly.
Yes, 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 yes.
So now the Megs have found all their bits, it's time for Nosh to do something he finds most unnatural. Sums.
We got 4 poles. We got 8 holes.
4 poles and 8 holes.
4 poles, 8 holes. And we've got to...
It's impressive, but it's not the first time our teams have insisted on showing off their mathematical prowess.
Hydrogen per electron, right?
Yeah, you're going to get a coulomb of hydrogen. A coulomb is 10 to the minus...
A coulomb of hydrogen per coulomb of...
Per ampere.
Yeah, okay, I'll figure it out.
Right, lift equals a half, P stands for...
Air density.
Air
V
density,
squared.
velocity
V squared is what we want to find out.
Pi r squared. That's 12 square decimeters, and it's 14 decimeters long, so...
X squared, pi times 4 divided by 2, 17.5 radius.
so it's 175 liters.
CLS is what?
Lift coefficient.
Oh, right, okay.
So the height of the center pivot is 23 3/4.
How many coulombs in a mold? Do you know it?
No, I do not. Look up a mole, look up a Coulomb divide.
Yeah, I know.
Now the boys from Blighty have figured out how to fit 4 poles into 8 holes, they can get on with what they do best.
Hey, Kev, what do you reckon? New vocation? Pole dancer.
Oh, you think of being a pole dancer?
I'm good looking enough.
Well, yeah.
I think I'd look rather cute. Got a good body.
Can I find a pole strong enough?
Hey!
Over the wall and true to form, the Yankees' giant sledgehammer seems to be turning into one of the biggest machines that Scrapheap has ever seen.
Guys, this is big. This is seriously big. I mean, I know...
Things in America
Yeah,
are big.
I know things in America are big, but there's got to be a limit. There's still basic human decency, for goodness sake, guys. This is almost obscene, this thing. It's just vast.
This next piece we're making go on.
Oh, no.
How's the other guys doing?
Oh, well, they're doing a lot of... Oh, well, they've gone up. Oh, my goodness. They're going for a slightly different approach, but I have to say no less...
Come on, guys, we're going to have to get ours up
get
now.
yours up now. So who's the oldest brother?
Greg is the oldest.
Greg's the oldest. I couldn't tell Greg. There's no way of telling.
I knew I liked it.
Total, there's 6 boys and 2 sisters.
You're kidding?
Yeah,
Wow.
so there's 8 of us total.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm next to the youngest, so,
Right.
so me and Terry hung out a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
How's your mom?
She's great. She's great. And Dad is too. I mean,
Yeah.
Dad's the one that really got us into a lot of the engineering
Right.
and building things.
Right.
And being on a farm,
Yeah.
you built your own
Well, you have to
machine,
fix
and
stuff all the
yeah,
time, yeah.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And so he was definitely a big influence on what we know
Right.
today.
Yeah.
And so it's been good. And then Mom, of course, what can you say? Mom's Mom.
Yeah.
The Long brothers aren't our first family team.
What we have to do is...
Since the dawn of Scrapheap time, we've shared our yard with a delightful trio, the Brothers in Arms. They're all in the army, they're all brothers, and they're all armed, with dangerous moustaches. Their leader is, of course, the one endowed with the biggest tash, Colonel Dick. He's not a man in need of assertiveness classes.
David, leave that. What we'll do is we'll cut that off and put it back on, yeah? You know what we said before? It's a done job, good. Making sure we've got enough overlap to put a drive on it. Yeah, we've got a portable one there. David can cut that, yeah?
That barrel was of no use. All right, it was no use. We'd still need a barrel with a thick wall.
Where his little brothers are concerned, Dick's bossier than a drill sergeant with a sore head.
No.
Back at the ranch, those happy-go-lucky farmers' boys have run into a bit of a family rift. They're putting together a pulley system to raise their giant hammer. Greg's making a brake disc into a side plate for the pulley wheel. But younger brother and team captain Brian thinks he's wasting time.
Tell me why you just don't want to use a steel rim, Greg. You're going to take a lot of time making a plate and stuff. Greg. Greg, why did you just want to put a rim on it? It's a lot quicker. We're running out of time.
Let me work on this.
You got 20 minutes then to have it on there, because we're running out of time.
Teams, you have 4 hours remaining. 4 hours construction time remaining, teams. Thank you.
Brian decides it's time to call a meeting to reassert his captaincy.
All right, catch me up to speed here, guys. Where are we at? What are we doing? Time is ticking.
I was going to say, time's killing us. We can't get too
fancy, guys.
We got to make it work too. Remember, reliability wins.
Yep.
We're actually not in too bad a shape here, guys. We're really not.
We don't want to get. Thing is, we get any technical major. It's going to take time. And we're going to be late running, pushing it.
All right, guys, let's pick it up.
Start
If you
of that
need
thing.
any inspiration, right there it is.
All the way from the US of A is this week's judge, John Neen. A car-crushing pioneer, John built his first auto recycler 40 years ago, and his machines have been squashing motors all over the world ever since.
John, welcome aboard.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Get the grandstand view.
It's an interesting process. Interesting process.
So let's start with the British team, the Megalomaniacs.
Megalomaniacs.
They're going for a hydraulic approach.
Of course, difficult to tell at this point because they got a lot of pieces, but I think they're using a good logical approach in that you're crushing from the top down.
Yes.
A car is built to have its strongest point when it runs into something. So let's not crush it from one end to the other. Why not crush it from the top down?
So talk me through the American team, the Long brothers. What's their approach?
Their approach is really one of the earlier forms of crushing cars, dropping weights on cars with a big plate, only maybe under a little bit more controlled circumstances.
We hope.
And we hope thing. But it's a good concept, and we'll yet see how it works.
So with more than half the day gone, the Americans have a UN stockpile of heavy metal and a hung, drawn and quartered Mini hoisted on the back of a pickup.
It'll never work! Give up now!
And our boys have umbilically bonded a good old Land Rover engine to a knot of hydraulic bits and pieces, topped off with a giant metal gallows.
You're all doomed, I'm telling you!
Cheers, mate. Welcome back to the Transatlantic Challenge of Scrap.
Otherwise known as the World Series of Junk.
The home team bodging for Britain are those beefy bikers, the megalomaniacs. But their hydraulic car squasher is looking more and more like a giant gallows for their opponents.
Is there enough rope for all four?
Pretenders to the Scrapheap crown are visiting Yankee team, the Long brothers, clean-living farmers' boys from Pennsylvania. They're building a heavy-duty hoist on a truck for a giant sledgehammer. But steely-jawed Captain Brian is panicking it will collapse under the weight.
I'm getting a little... That's a lot of weight out there.
The boys have built their hammer at the very back of the truck, behind the rear wheel axle. And Brian's worried that when the giant hammer is raised, the whole thing could tip over. Calamity!
Now hear this, now hear this. 3 hours remaining. You have 3 hours remaining, teams. Thank you.
With time running out, all's not rosy in Little England either. Kev spotted a fatal flaw in the British machine's design.
Not sure.
They've only just realised the Land Rover engine turns the opposite way to their hydraulic pump.
The problem is that their hydraulic pump only goes round anti-clockwise. They were hoping this would be the same direction as their engine, so they could use the forward gears to vary the squashing speed of the rams. But the engine goes clockwise, so the only gear they can use is reverse.
It means it'll work in reverse, but I just don't know what speed we're going to get out of it in reverse.
Which will slow down the, ram
rams.
action.
Yeah.
Yes. We're on a time limit. So what's the plan of action then? I mean, you two the mechanics, not me.
Yeah. Okay, carry on as we are. Stick with it in reverse.
We're going to have to. We haven't got the time.
Just carry on as we are.
It's too late to change the pump now. This mess-up may cost them valuable time in tomorrow's Crushathon.
Bit of a boo-boo on the old...
Yes. He's got a bit of a... It's going around the wrong way, isn't it?
It is a bit, isn't it?
Yes.
How do we feel about that over here in Nosh Central?
Slightly miffed.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What we were hoping to use was the gearbox.
Yeah.
So we could have the rams going like bang straight down, or just...
Yeah.
But now we've got no choice.
Yeah.
It's just one speed only.
It's still going to work, isn't it?
I'm defending Queen and Country here.
I know you are. Look at the flag, Nosh.
I go weeping when I see that.
But it's not the first time a team has realised a bodging blunder when it's just too late.
We've had the windmill that turned backwards.
Oh no! It reverses. Right.
Watch. Oh, I'm spaced. I measured this pipe.
The submarine knows that was definitely not seaworthy.
I'm an idiot. It's perfect.
It's perfect for this pipe.
Oh.
It's bogus on that pipe.
We are hosed.
Have you welded it to the frame or something?
James!
And the unrollable rollers that were welded solid.
How much clearance did you give it when you actually welded those on?
No.
We just 5 mil? None?
No, none.
None at all?
None at all.
Put the American flag on it. Yeah, that gives some pride. I like that.
It's all quiet on the Western Front as the Americans enter the zone of psychological warfare. They hope that when the Brits next door see the all-powerful Stars and Stripes, it'll strike fear into their hearts.
Hello. Oh, hello there.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem to have worked.
You appear to have some rags stuck to the top of your job there.
Oh, honestly, no respect.
Well, I have to let you know that I've chatted to both teams, and the level of confidence in the Long Brothers camp at the moment is pretty unrivaled.
They are American.
They are American.
It doesn't mean we know what we're doing. It just means we're confident. We're American.
No, but the funny thing is, the Megalomaniacs are not a typical British team in the fact that they always say, we're going to win, there's no question, we're unbeaten.
Yeah.
And actually they're slightly down in the mouth.
Do you think that's because this is international? Do you think it's because the stress is on? Do you think it's because they
we
got
are
problems?
islanders. We are islanders, and it's when people come in from overseas, we're always a little bit
right.
nervous.
Yeah.
We want to be nice to them.
I think you guys have strayed off this island,
but we don't know how. Right. And we're
No,
not sure what they know. They might know more than us.
I noticed that the Americans are also the first to raise their flag.
I know. It's kind of that thing, isn't it? What do you do? The first thing you do when you get to somewhere is you put your flag on it.
Yeah.
Before you sort of unpack your sandwiches. We can get the sandwiches and tea sorted first.
Don't drop it! That's easy for you to say. Just don't drop it. Smell of burning flesh, isn't it?
Those Brits at work are a danger to themselves. But our teams often care more about their machines than their own safety. Luckily, we always have a fire extinguisher on standby. And a good job, too.
Whoa. Sorry. Whoa. Hot foot.
Sorry. Not, well...
Hot butt.
Hot butt. Almost got me business there.
And when the teams aren't setting fire to themselves, they're destroying the workshop.
God, the whole thing's up in flames.
Oh, God! We've got a fire.
Fire!
I've learnt something today. I've learnt what happens if you burn through an oxyacetylene tube. You get rather a lot of flame all over the floor.
Dick. Yo. Some water, please. Water. How much? Enough to put a fire out. Right, where do you want it? On the flames.
Put it on the flames.
That's the hot seat, isn't it?
Back at the World Cup, there aren't any home fires burning, but the Long Brothers are smoking. They're making their mini wheels into a pulley system.
Those cunning farmers' boys have stripped the brakes off one of the Mini's front wheels. This way, when they apply the brakes, only one wheel is stopped from turning, so all the power from the engine goes to the other wheel. It's this extra power they'll use to pull up that massive winch, but it could be a bit of a strain on the poor Mini's brakes. If there's one bit that is sort of your structural weakness, which bit would you say that is?
Probably the brakes on this car. That's the only part we don't really trust yet.
Because, I mean, this is a Mini. This is a kind of little British car engine designed to carry around small children.
Yeah. See, we thought that it would be kind of cool to beat them with the worst car they have.
It's the ultimate humiliation.
That's right. I'm going to beat them with a Mini.
I'm just wondering if the British motor will be strong enough.
Well, that's true. It's only a little engine. It's just a little engine for a little car. It's
Little
not like some
engine,
big 350 cubic inch Chevy, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, that would lift a building.
With the pulley system sorted, the next problem-solving mission is stabilising the truck so it doesn't tip over. So the brothers are hacking off the rear axle and shifting it right down to the back end of the truck.
Touchdown. Now somebody crawl up there and give her a good shake. Well, it ain't going nowhere now.
It's still got some wiggle to it, but it ain't going nowhere.
These farm boys are well used to hard work at harvest time. But here on Scrapheap, our doors are open to bodgers from all trades. We've had teams from the Army, the Navy, who worryingly built possibly the worst floating vehicle ever.
No, the steering really let them down, along with the wheels and the engine and the propeller.
We've had the boys in blue.
You've seen this? What? They've got a blue flashing light. That is out of order, that, isn't it? They nick anything.
Yeah. Well, they are policemen.
Yeah.
So they're not very bright.
A bunch of washing machine repairmen.
Feel at home, do you now?
Yeah, it's just a bit, yeah. I'm just looking at this to recondition
it. And even a team of vicars.
Celebrate.
Right, okay.
The vicars have a wild party, putting away 14 pints of Earl Grey each.
Back at the transatlantic trashathon, our teams are slogging their sweaty socks off to get finished before sundown.
To build a car crusher today is quite a feat.
It's a bit of a tough one, isn't it?
It is. First one I built took us a year. And I had several people, and engineers and things like that. And no, they're doing well. Question remains, will they work?
Absolutely.
Will they crush
Well, we
cars?
can't quite answer that till tomorrow, but in the meantime, let's talk about the Long brothers, the Americans over here, who raised the flag in our honour.
Oh, that's very nice.
beautiful.
I appreciate that. I hope the Brits are as respectful when they such things.
I'm sure they won't be. So what do you think about how their structure's coming together?
Interesting structure. Question is, how do they have enough engine and do they have enough gearbox to pull that up?
So the Megalomaniacs, the Brits,
Yeah.
how about them? Is it going to be strong enough?
I don't know. I would maybe like to see it a little heavier, but they've obviously given it some thought. And,
You
feel
say that.
yeah.
Sometimes they don't.
Oh, sometimes they don't.
On that structure, where are the stresses?
The stress will be across in the cross member.
Yeah.
Because with the two cylinders hanging from them and extending, that would be the force. And both teams need to kind of get their act together here and move along, or you're not going to be crushing any cars.
The brothers are testing out their mini wheel winch pulley before they add on the heavy hammerhead. It seems a bit jerky.
I got it.
Well, that's it.
Congratulations on putting up the flag. Good call. And why did it take so long to get it? It kept going up and then falling.
Feathering it. Ask him. He was driving.
Yeah, I was just put to use it by hitting the brakes, and I just wanted to bring it up slow because I didn't want it to slam back against.
So you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
All right, I feel better. Good.
But a successful dry run is no guarantee of success on Scrapheap.
Right, come on, let's reel it back. Testing, testing.
There were no problems on the build day for this dream machine.
Yeah, sorted. Yeah, it's a machine, that's the main.
Unfortunately, it lost the race. And the demolition machine was devastating. But it lost too.
It worked, boys.
The rugby ball firing crossbow worked a treat.
Oh, yes. Yes. Well, I think that worked.
Until it lost.
Right.
Back at today's metal marathon, the Brits have connected up their hydraulic circuit and they're finally ready to test out those crucial hydraulic rams.
Ain't no stopping this, baby.
But only one ram appears to be working properly.
Why is this one going so fast?
Yeah, that one's going faster.
There's something wrong with it. Wrong answer. So that smile you got is more a look of terror?
Peace and quiet at last. Isn't it?
Teams, you have 1 hour remaining. 1 hour construction time remaining, teams.
The Long brothers have fixed on the hammerhead, but will that cut and pick and mini winch hold out?
Houston?
We have a problem.
Something seriously bound up somewhere.
Oh, it shouldn't stay up.
Uh-oh, the cable's jammed.
Don't get near it, Terry.
The Megs have mended that slow-moving ram, and now they're ready to attach them up. They add on the crushing plate, and they're ready to start up the engine. They don't want to damage their machine before tomorrow's big test, so they start small.
If you can't do that, you're in trouble.
Oh, that's going up all right, that one.
Plates moving down very, very smoothly. Those cans take a bit of squashing.
Now it's really under pressure. Oh, only just. You can tell it's so pathetically easy.
They've just applied tons of pressure to a can. Let's see if it's done anything.
I think you got it, Steve.
Yes, yes, they have success.
That is extremely flat.
If your car can
See
do
that? In fact, that's going to be a Volkswagen.
The brothers have greased their cable and are ready for another go.
Wait.
Those bloodthirsty Americans throw in their first sacrifice.
Hammer time!
All teams, put down your tools. The time is up. Tomorrow, we're going crushing!
We're in.
Way to go. Well done.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
After a day of bodging for Britain, the Megalomaniacs have created the Super Squisher from second-hand scrap. Powered by a pucker pair of hydraulic rams, the whole machine is run by a British Land Rover. The first family of junk have generated a giant sledgehammer on wheels. With a car engine-powered winch and a hammerhead of solid steel, the Yankees sure do mean business.
Join us after the break for the Battle of the Crushers.
Welcome back to the Scrapheap World Cup final. The UK's preeminent bodgers, the Megalomaniacs, are raring to do battle with America's finest Mr. Fix-Its, the Long Brothers.
The car crushers have arrived at our test location, but today is no ordinary test day. It's the climax of every Scrapheap challenge there has ever been. In previous challenges, our bodgers have boldly gone where no bodger has gone before. To the skies. Underwater. Through water. Over water. And they've even salvaged mangled minis from the watery deep.
They've cut, smashed, pulled, and splashed.
They've built machines that are steam-powered, wind-powered,
Fire!
and air-powered.
Where's the ball gone?
Victory is everything, and today it's even more imperative because they're doing it for their country.
That big American flag hanging there in your court, yeah, it makes a little bit of a difference. I mean, when things are starting to get tough and you look up the flag and say, wow, this is bigger than just our team now. We've got a whole nation that's behind us now, and so we've got to do the best we can.
National prize at stake now. I'll get beaten up if I go in the pub. If I lose this one, I'll get beaten up.
Everybody says you're in this to have fun, but we sort of look at it, to have fun, you got to win.
If we as a team lose it, I mean, okay, we lose. I mean, all good things must come to an end, but I'd hate to lose against the Yanks. Nothing personal, they're real nice guys, but come on, Queen and Country.
This is the first time in history that these national champions have come face to face, so there's no saying who's favourite for that trophy.
But when Junkyard Wars conquered the New World, the Americans copied our challenges. So let's see how the machines compared.
Building rockets, our cultivated engineers produced a small but perfectly formed projectile, destined for the stars. Ah, British engineering, respected across the world. Scrapheap Challenge, a showcase for our national ingenuity.
In the Junkyard space race, the Yanks spanked us in terms of size.
But big isn't always beautiful. The American rocket spun out of control.
Oh boy. Oh boy. That's good. Oh man.
Let's go!
As a nation of seafarers, we were bound to build a better boat. Though our steering was slightly off course.
Their speedboats put our pie dishes to shame.
They made a torpedo!
They may have been fast, but oh dear, not so stable it seems. It was all hands on deck when we tested our hovercraft. Ah, British teamwork. the Dunkirk spirit.
But the American hovercrafts didn't need to be pushed.
Keep it steady. Come on, keep it going. Keep it going. Come on.
Told you, slow and steady wins the race. And what about our bullish Brits with their awe-inspiring off-road buggies?
Take a look at these.
Flash equals crash. When one of our dragsters blew up, the British Army team's resourcefulness shone through.
One more weld and you're racing. The business.
No fuss, just flip around a back axle and hey nonny nonny, away to the races.
Let's not mention the American dragsters, more than 20 miles an hour faster.
Man, that was a great race.
That's all in the past now. Today's what counts.
The machines have arrived at our scrap arena for the Destruction Marathon. The doomed cars are preparing to meet their maker. Will the brute force and ignorance of the American sledgehammer bludgeon its way to victory?
Or will the Brit sophisticated super squeezer reign supreme?
The winner will be taking home the Scrapheap Challenge World Cup trophy.
Let's see what's going to happen. I mean, it's either broke or we're going to fix it.
There's just enough time for that all-important last-minute bodging. We've given our teams the usual hour of tinkering time. And it looks like they need it. The Long Brothers hammer arm is looking a bit wonky and needs cutting down to size. While Terry cuts for America, Nosher welds for Britain.
We've welded these in the wrong place. Yeah. Because the plate's hanging at the moment. It's going to push away. But when it's in compression, they're going to be on the other side of the holes.
Yeah, good one. What we'll do is we'll get a couple of bolts and we'll just weld a bolt across the end so as they don't actually push through. Just get a short bolt, weld it on the end just so as it doesn't go through the hole.
Yeah. These last-minute bodges are crucial because once those starters' orders have been given, disaster's always waiting to pounce.
When Scrapheap legend Bowser tried to send a rugby ball into orbit, the ball didn't seem to want to know.
I don't believe this!
Oh.
For God's sake!
There's so much load on the hook it won't let go.
It's not going to hold. It's going to hold. It's gone even less.
I thought that was going to go miles and miles.
It looked like it was, didn't it?
The balls rolled back and hit their machine, actually.
Yeah.
Things weren't much better for Bowser's wife Babs, behind the wheel of her buggy in our frugal fuel challenge.
Oh my God!
You lost some steering.
What happened down there?
There were red faces at the Admiralty when the Navy's finest almost sunk.
Oh my God! Bit of a crash there.
All eyes were raised skywards as this helium-filled Hindenburg took to the sky. But not for long.
That is the most tragic sight I think I've ever seen. It looks like an undersea worm feeding off a bank of plankton.
A team of technology teachers looked like being top of the class. Until their mower's engine went up in smoke.
What's that? Is that the
clutch?
Up, down, left and right. That's it.
Even with God on their side, our team of Vickers couldn't seem to raise their plane towards the firmament.
Lazarus did momentarily raise from the scrap, but I think it has returned from whence it came.
But just occasionally, the machines managed to cross the finish line before their final disintegration.
Boys.
Okay.
What will happen in the World Cup? Time to make sure our boys aren't going to bring shame upon our proud scrapheaping nation.
I'll pick it up.
I don't normally choose, but I actually genuinely think you'll win because I think, my opinion is that theirs will bounce, cause damage and bounce.
Yeah, I think it's going to bounce
Whereas
up.
yours, as long as it works, as long as it, you know, this is a make or break. If this breaks
as long as it
down,
holds together,
If it holds together, it's going to, because that is, here we go.
There we go.
It is, I love it, I love their thing, it's insane.
Excellent.
It's going to end up in bits, you know that, don't
Well,
you?
I think it's going to tear itself to pieces.
It
yeah.
is.
I mean, it'd be great fun to watch.
Oh, yeah,
It'd
it's
be
going to
wonderful.
fail spectacularly.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't bounce in this direction,
you
we'll
don't
be
want it bouncing over
okay.
here.
I wonder if the Long brothers are feeling so confident.
Gentlemen.
Hey.
Are we ready to kick some British rear end?
We're getting close. We're getting close.
All right. So how's it going? What's the good? What's the bad? What's the skinny?
Right now we're trying to make sure our winch system is working properly.
I see the British setup is really nice in that it really is going to lay everything pancake flat.
Yeah.
Whereas this is pretty much the American approach.
This is the idea of the bigger hammer brought to a bit of an extreme.
Exactly.
Tinkering completed, our teams are ready for battle. Their destiny awaits. But first, let's remember what we're doing this all for.
All right, now all please rise for the singing of the national anthems. Well, can you smell it? It's in the air now. We're almost ready to get to the competition. We're going to be crushing some cars. Yes, what he actually means is very soon we're going to do some irreparable damage to motor vehicles. Welcome back to Scrapheap Challenge and a transatlantic tussle of the car crushers. It's crunch time.
Okay, teams, the rules of combat are very simple. You'll have 30 minutes to crush your cars. At the end of that time, whoever's car is the flattest will be this year's world champions.
Now, there is to be no snipping, cutting, or manual hammering of the vehicles, just smashing, crashing, and bashing. Yeah! Long Brothers, are you ready? Woo! Yeah! Megalomaniacs, are you ready? Yeah!
On your marks!
Let's go, guys.
Let's do it!
In our royal tournament of trash, the teams are off to a clean running start. But what about their dirty old engines? Both seem to be running, but who will draw first blood?
Clearing here. Right here.
The Long brothers appear to be having a few problems driving on the left.
First one, we're not moving.
No, it's not even going in yet.
Okay, your brakes on. Let it off a little bit. Let your brakes
They
off.
seem to be having trouble getting the Mini into gear.
But the Megs are marching together with military precision. In goes a steel beam to help cave in the roof.
I'll do, yeah?
Okay, double check.
Wow, the Megalomaniacs are heading for the first crush. I thought they would take a much longer time. Yeah, me too. Now look at that.
And the Brits are revving it up as little Steve mans the controls for that first big squeeze.
Yes, lovely jubbly.
The Brits are ahead right now.
They're crushing!
Look, they're crushing.
That's starting to crush beautifully. Yeah. Look at that. Wow. Megalomaniac! Nice!
What's happening with the Long Brothers?
Long Brothers, what are you doing?
Okay, hold it in, Brian. Hold it in. Now, easy, easy. Don't
Okay, guys, this is it.
Well, I can't believe I want to say it, but come on, Long Brothers!
You okay on the wrap? We good on the wrap?
Let's do it.
Back up!
At last, the Long Brothers Pennsylvania Pecker is finally going to see some action.
Oh, that's painful. Oh, yeah.
Our transatlantic car trashing contest is well and truly underway.
Look at him smiling.
Long Brother Brian is having far too much fun.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't want to be sitting in that. Oh, that's painful. Oh, yeah. Back it up. Back it up. Back it up. Back it up. Oh, boy. Oh, nice.
On the other side of the pond, the magnificent megalomaniacs continue their stately march across the roof of their sacrificial saloon.
Just feel that power.
Okay, boys, how we going?
Just 5 minutes into our 30-minute World Championship car crushing contest, the bullish Brits are squishing ahead, but the Americans have only just got their hammer up and bashing.
Okay, and Paul.
Having flattened half the roof, the Megs must drag their car under the crusher before squeezing the next bit.
Are we clear? Let's just go down with it.
Then our pint-sized Prince of Pressure gives the hapless hatchback another pat on the back.
Look at that. It's got the strength, hasn't it? It's got the strength to do it.
The Meg's progress is slower than they'd like because they can only use reverse gear on their engine.
Kind of slow and steady with them and kind of loud and spectacular with the Americans. Speaking of which...
This is a redneck stream. This is a redneck stream. Back! Back!
You know what? I think they're probably enjoying themselves.
I think so.
Look at him. He can't stop smiling.
Okay, forward. Easy.
We Americans are somewhat destructive anyway.
You said it.
Go. Hold it there. Hold it there. Push it back.
All right. Get a pry bar.
Push it.
Hang on a minute. Oh, the long arm of the Long Brothers machine is stuck. They've hauled it back too far and it won't drop down again.
Right in.
There, go. Get away.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
There it goes.
Nope.
It's going. He's got it.
And the Pennsylvania Pounder is back in business.
Okay. Let the cables tighten up.
Okay.
We're okay, guys.
All right, I'm out of gear.
Start over. Wait a second.
But now there seems to be another problem.
We are smoking this brake, Brian. We want to let it cool a minute.
Yep.
And get it engaged. This son of a gun is
running
hot.
good.
Can we cool it anyway?
No, if we put anything on it, it'll bust.
Terry's worried. The engine is overheating, so they decide to stop to let it cool.
I do believe we may have an engine problem over here.
We okay?
Yeah, just we'll put it neutral, let the brake cool down.
It's going to be an advantage for the Brits.
With 10 minutes car crushing time gone, the Long Brothers are catching up fast, but their engine is overheating. And while they're cooling off, the Megs are squishing steadily ahead.
The Megs are making the most of their advantage. It's no holds barred now for Nosher and his burly boys.
Hey, we're on the deck, so we'll have to all come up the front. Okay.
And we're coming this way a bit again, yeah?
Coming this way. 2, go. 1.
Heave-ho, chaps! Take the strain for Queen and Country. And spank those Yanks!
All the way.
The Brits have squashed their car as much as they can with the rams at their present height. It's time to lower the crossbeam on their crusher.
We need a hammer.
It's another seamless piece of teamwork as they start to knock out the pins that hold the crossbeam in place.
Got it.
Okay.
Pay attention. Let's go right back in the same rhythm.
But with a cooled-down engine, the Yanks are back in business.
Where are we going? Forward.
Okay, right there.
And they're not messing around now in their race to beat the megalomaniacs.
Oh, that makes such a different sound when it hits there.
It really does.
Okay, forward, forward.
The Megs are still waiting for their hydraulics to lower the crossbeam into its new position.
They're kind of, it looks like they're sort of rocking it down.
They can do that. You see, they've got individual controls in the cylinder, so they can take one side and push it down and raise the other one. They're really utilizing the hydraulic cylinders very well. Very good design, very good.
With the crossbeam finally lined up in its lower position, the locking pins are now in place, and the Megs are back in action.
Halfway through our World Championship car crushing challenge, the cars are well on their way to oblivion, and there are barely inches separating the British and American teams.
The Long brothers are bashing steadily away, but they're having trouble with the base of the car.
That sounded pretty solid, didn't it? It doesn't seem to want to be refreshed much more right there, does it?
That's a really hollow thud, isn't it?
Something is awfully solid there.
Oh,
I'm on it. Oh, right, now that's hard to crash. Hard. That's a bulkhead. Oh, boy, that's really hard, isn't it? Oh, you know, I don't think they're going to break that down any farther. They've got to smash it right now.
Apart from the chassis, one of the toughest sections of a motor car is the engine compartment bulkhead, a wall of steel which protects the driver and passengers in a head-on collision. Flattening down this bulkhead is going to be crucial for whoever's going to win.
We need to start beating on these struts.
Yep, yeah, we've spent a while on that front end there.
Probably ought to hit it about here so we can fold them over. So
The Long brothers take time out to check out the problem.
Okay, I'll tell you what, that dash got to go too.
Yeah, let's hit the hood first.
Yeah, let's get that.
The Megs are also down to the bulkhead.
It's a big test for them. This is the strong part.
just looking for an update from the front line. How are things where you're standing?
The megalomaniacs are crushing the hardest part of the car right now, and they're not having a problem with it. They're doing a great job.
It's looking good for the Megs.
With just 10 minutes crushing time left, the megalomaniacs are living up to their name. Their unstoppable hydraulic-powered humdinger of a machine appears to be inching them into the lead.
Okay, forward, forward. Easy.
The Long brothers are still having trouble. That bulkhead's not for budging.
They're not going to get that. They're not going to be able to get it.
Hold on.
Now the Long brothers appear to have hit a different problem. The winch cable has come off the wheel drum of their Mini.
Snug it up. Watch that sucker don't snap.
Okay, real easy, real easy.
That's just a clutch there. There's no
Real
brake right
easy.
now.
Okay.
Bended! Rig's bended!
Back at British Bodging HQ, the pressure is also starting to tell on the Megs machine.
Rig's bended!
Oh, all the way, all the way.
I saw Nosha waving frantically there, looking slightly perturbed.
A little concerned of the superstructure. I see it moving here some.
Yeah.
The problem is that the hydraulic rams are putting a downward force on the car and exerting an equal upward force on the steel frame of the crusher. The more they flatten the motor, the denser it gets, and now it's their frame that's starting to buckle.
Is it twisted the whole frame?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's all twisted. Megalomaniacs are having trouble. Yeah. They're starting to struggle.
Struggling or not, the Brits just carry on crushing.
Keep going.
We'll just go with the motion.
Just keep an eye on that, Greg.
Yep.
We're going to try and get that.
Where's the bar?
We're done.
Bar!
Okay, we're coming back.
No, that was it. That was the front end. That was the front end.
It's so flat now.
With just 5 minutes crushing time left in our World Championship, things aren't looking so rosy for our boys, as the Long brothers' machine seems to be pummeling them into the lead.
Okay, forward.
They're getting good at it, aren't they?
Yep, those cotton-picking Pennsylvania pickermen are bringing home the harvest.
Where's that plate? That short plate? Where's
Irish, and we'll move it on the other corner.
But the Brits are fighting back. But oh no, the British machine has developed a nasty case of the bends. Just look at the curve on that crossbeam.
It's struggling now.
The Megs are using the box girder to try and put more pressure on a smaller area of the bodywork. But the situation's getting desperate.
Oh!
Our British Johnnies' backs are up against the wall.
The American advance is also halted.
Oh, big trouble. Get it neutral.
Then neutral, clutch is in.
Just wondering why the Long Brothers have stopped at this point. Have they got a problem with their engine?
Yeah, their cable got tangled around the winder mechanism.
They've only got a few minutes to get that cable untangled.
Okay. No, we got it. Go ahead, pull them onto the cable. Pull it all around. On your side too, Greg.
The Megalomaniac's crossbeam is completely buckled.
Nothing to lose now!
Going back down, just to the rock.
Captain Nosh stays calm under pressure.
Okay, put these guides back in place, otherwise it's going to hop over again.
But the Long Brothers have fixed the winch cable. They're ready to rumble.
All right, regroup.
Yep, we're okay, guys.
Let's do it.
Well, they're back.
Back up. Hold it. Back up 7-8 inches. Forward, guys. Forward.
The Megs are giving everything.
Come forward.
It's a last-ditch effort.
Forward back.
But will it be enough?
The Yanks are unstoppable.
Back up the hood.
10, 9,
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it, guys. That's it, guys.
Time's up, and the mighty Megs have squished their way to a fantastic 57 centimetres. But the undisputed presidents of pulverisation are the Long Brothers, with 31.
So at the end of the biggest, fiercest contest in the history of Scrapheap Challenge, the Americans have taken the ultimate prize.
Awesome, man, awesome. Away. Good job.
The battle is over. Jubilation in victory is matched by dignity in defeat.
Well done, guys. Both these machines were incredible.
Really amazing.
Fine job.
He wants to buy one.
Got one right here. Congratulations.
For the three farmers' boys, it's a moment they'll treasure forever.
World champions, guys. Thank you, guys.
Megalomaniacs.
First ever time.
I'm in shock.
I bet.
Yeah. Never ever been in this situation before. We've lost. The Transatlantic Challenge. I'm going to get beaten up now, you know that.
Oh no!
The Long Brothers have triumphed for their country. Now it's time to tell the folks back home.
Call Mum.
Mom, we all have something to say to you. 1, 2, 3.
We won!
We did it, Mom. All right, take care. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
So the Scrapheap World Championship trophy has a new home in the new world.
First to collect their medals are gallant losers. The Megs expert Steve Garforth, Prince of Pressure, Solomon of the Big Squeeze. Kev, the King of Engines, the Diesel Dynamo. Drag Racer Daz, the world-class welder. And last but not least, Captain Nosh, the barbarian of bodging.
And now, to the champion!
And now it's the turn of our winners to take to the podium. First, the Long Brothers expert, James Aduskevich, the junkyard genius who hammered out this historic victory. Baby brother Terry Long, the tireless welder and fixer. It was Terry who plucked the little blue Mini from the obscurity of the junkyard and placed it in the pantheon of scrap. Big brother Greg, the man who handed the captaincy to his younger brother and who supported him through thick and thin. And Captain Brian, who led his sibling charges to the dizziest heights of scratastic success, and who now assumes the title of unbeaten Junkmeister of the world.
There'll be a new series of Scrapheap Challenge in the new year. And don't forget, team captains Nosher and Brian, as well as expert Steve Garth, will be answering your questions in a few minutes at channel4.com/talk. Unlike Robert, they'll be speaking English.
Looks like a lot of scrap.